Watch Who?
Hello, and welcome to Watch Who. My name's Mark.
My name's Sarah.
And I am a Doctor Who fan.
I'm new to Who.
And yep, Sarah is new to Who, as we explain every week. So we are watching Doctor Who from the very beginning with two different perspectives.
Yeah.
How are you finding it so far? So we did a missing episode last time. We did Marco Polo last time.
We did, yeah.
Have you been thinking about missing episodes recently?
Well, so obviously I've told a few people that I'm doing this, and they're like, oh, so how's it going? I'm like, yeah, so I've done my first missing episode. And they're like, what's that? And I go, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. And so I feel very like...
So you're starting to learn a little bit more about the world of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like in it now.
Yeah.
Now I've said that, I feel like I know, you know? So that's quite cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know enough to like, not enough, but I had like a full-on discussion with my mum about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, there's like all these, Mark said they're like, even finding them like as much as like a few years ago. She was like, wait, I was like, yeah, but the Daleks one wasn't found until recently, in the last few years.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like full
it's true, yeah, you just, learn more and more as we go along, so...
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah, but we couldn't really talk too much about sort of the story for Marco Polo because we just did that sort of reconstruction, didn't we? So now we're back.
We're back to a story.
Now. So we left Marco Polo.
Yeah.
We said goodbye.
Yeah, we did.
And off we went to the Keys of Marinus this time.
Yeah.
So this one, I always start off with a little intro. So, I first watched this when it came out on DVD, so it's not a childhood one of mine.
No.
They always seem to leave these ones last on video. So this came out much later on. I never had it on video.
What do
never
you mean,
had this
these
one
ones?
on video. Like Edge of Destruction didn't come out until like towards the end of the videos. And
is it just because they found them later?
No, they just, I don't know. They just didn't. So I never had it on video.
Okay.
And the only thing about this one is Keys of Marinus. The Edge of Destruction
is shit.
Yeah,
so that's probably why.
I know.
Yes, anyway.
So I didn't know really much at all about this one. I hadn't really watched it that much.
Yeah.
So it was a bit new for me as well, some places. But when I had that list of episodes in my youth, when I was a child.
Oh, Mark's list.
It's, you know, when you sort of read a title and you don't know until you hear it being pronounced. So for years and years, I always thought it was called the Keys of Marinus. It was always the Keys of Marinus until I watched it and they were like Marinus. For all of my childhood, I was saying Marinus. Keys of Marinus.
Well, at least we know the rough location of the keys. Now all we have to do is get them.
As soon as you've started your voyage, I will release the force field. Your ship will be available to you when you return.
If we return.
I know we have no choice, but this whole affair is outrageous.
But we can call it Marinus if you want.
We'll call it Marinus. But yeah, so we've enjoyed this one. It's been... This
has been my favourite.
So we're back to sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it's the sort of the quest, which I quite like, where... It's 6 episodes, but this has had it all. Had a different sort of setting each week.
Yeah.
And when you think about that as well, like the making this, they have to build a new set every week.
And there's been a murder trial. This has had it all.
Yeah.
This has been a great one.
So we usually go through...
After some pretty shocking weeks, this has been appreciated.
I know. Well, after Edge of Destruction, anything's...
And the way is up.
So we usually talk about the characters bit by bit, but I thought because we've got a different location each week, pretty much with this, we'll go through sort of in episode order,
it's also
and then we can sort of talk about it.
Hard to talk about the characters as well because the Doctor's not really there.
Yeah, well, again. Well, let's get to that then. So we start off. Well, it's all set on Marinus.
Yeah.
But different parts of it, isn't it? So let's set our travel bracelets and let's go on this quest. So we start off. What was it? That glass beach. Remember that?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts?
The glass beach. Dangerous.
Yeah. And Susan goes paddling.
Danger.
So my first thought Susan is very childish in this, isn't she?
Yes, yeah.
Like, I know we've said this before, but like Ian and Barbara are like her parents now. She's up there like, oh, Susan, careful on the beach there. Oh, you're going for a paddle. Let me have your shoes. Oh, no, your shoes have got in the acid. Here, you've got to have my boots now. And she completely...
Yeah.
Where is the alien time traveller in Susan
She's
here?
gone.
She's completely gone now.
They've stripped that.
Yeah.
That was pilot stuff.
Yeah. So that's a bit disappointing. I found that disappointing.
Yeah.
But I liked in this episode, it's Susan's turn to walk around the city and explore like Barbara did in the Daleks. And, you know, all the sliding doors.
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They love a good sliding doors, don't they, in Doctor Who?
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think of the Voord?
Oh, what was the Voord?
You know, the black...
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Gimp suit.
Gimp suits. That's sort of the monster in this one.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make that much of an appearance. You saying Voord then was like, what? Gimp suits. The gimp things. Weird, aren't they?
Yeah, so, I mean, these are supposed to be the monster for this story.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because you say that, but because of the nature of this story, you don't really see
They're
them.
not really in them. They're beginning and the end, aren't they?
Yeah. Like, when they go back at the end, I was like, oh, yeah, them.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, the Voord don't really... It's
Yeah.
weird. They're talked about a lot, the Voord.
Are they?
Yeah.
I did. Literally, you saying that then, I was like...
You're like with the Voord. To be fair, though, on screen, they're not really referred to that much, are they?
No, they're not.
But they are the main sort of menace. But
Yeah,
in
visually, like I knew what they
the
were.
most recent series, Jodie Whittaker,
Right.
Spyfall, which you did see a clip of.
Yeah.
In that, there was the tech company that Lenny Henry's character owned, and it was called Voord. And so, like, all the fans were like, the Voord are coming back. It's a clue. It's going to be the Voord. Because there was, like, that sort of alien race that you couldn't see. And there was going to be revealed in the next episode. And everyone was like, it's the Voord. It's the Voord. But it wasn't the Voord.
Oh.
And no spoilers, but the Voord never come back, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
This is their only appearance.
The one and only appearance.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to try and
Okay.
remember the Voord anymore. That's fine. I didn't remember them that time. I won't remember them again, I'm sure.
We meet
The Gimp
Arbitan.
guys. Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe just everyone looks at them and thinks Gimps. Okay.
Yeah. So we meet Arbitan, and he gives them the quest to get the keys of Marinus.
Yeah. He's kind of like the quest for the Holy Grail, isn't he? You're on a quest. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he does force them to. He doesn't let them back into the TARDIS.
Yeah. And also, he's a bit of a weird one, isn't he? Because you're not even sure if he's a baddie. The way he plays it. But it's the way he plays it. Because because he forces them as well. Like,
he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
He sort of forces them. And you're a bit like, is he a good guy? Is he? And he's such a weird character himself, isn't he? He's like I can't remember.
Yeah, it was quite over the top. Wasn't it?
Yeah. So you're very much, and now he's forcing these people off on a journey, and he's sort of kidnapped them into it. So you do realise that actually, no, he is, but he's a bit of a weird. He's an oddball, isn't he?
Oh yeah, when he gets killed straight away.
Yeah. So, and then you realise, maybe he was all right.
Yeah. Too late.
Too late.
Now, then we go into, they're off on their travels with the travel dials. What do you think? Those travel dials were fun.
They were fun.
Yeah.
Like the smart watch of their day.
They're all programmed to the same destination. You have only to twist the dial once.
Like this? Barbara!
Yeah, they were very cool.
Yeah.
A little pop and they're off.
Yeah.
So we go to Morpherton City, apparently, is what it's called. That's what it says. That's what it's called. Morpherton City.
Do you know? I don't know why, but you're saying it like that. It make oh gosh, and I can't even think what it's called now. But when you said it like that, it makes me think of Wicked. But when they go to the Emerald
yes,
City,
the Emerald City, yeah. Yeah.
One short day in Morpherton City.
Well,
I always wanted to see Morpherton City.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it is, because it is luxury, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And you've got the statues and you've got your fruit and your servants. And so Barbara goes on ahead, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So Barbara
Hang
is
on,
in this...
we haven't addressed the Doctor.
What about him?
He goes on his jolly, doesn't he?
At the end of this, yeah.
I thought it was before this.
No, he does all this stuff first, and then he's off.
I didn't realize he did this one. So
He is in it for a little bit. Okay. He doesn't do very much, but he's in
I
it.
don't. Oh no, he is. You're right. You're right. He does. You're right.
And I really like this where Barbara, well, she gets changed into luxury in literally like a minute. She's like a minute ahead of everyone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There she is. But I really like the way that they do that sort of. She can see it all sort of how it is, and they can't, and the way they cut back and forth and stuff.
Why can't you see it?
Barbara!
It's all changed.
Come on now, get a hold of yourself.
I think this is my favourite episode.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It is a good one. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really like this whole story.
And Barbara, so what? Okay, let's just get to the Barbara chat straight away. We're all waiting for it. We are all waiting for this. So she takes the lead in this, doesn't she, for a bit?
In this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Barbara, this whole story, I can't even rate them. This whole story. I couldn't give you any rating on any of them. I feel like it all just sort of narrows out. It just, not in a bad way, but like I can't be like, that is my number one person. They were the lead in this story. I think this is the first story where I felt
they've all got a bit to do, haven't they, this time?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say obviously Ian is the hero and takes the lead in a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because the Doctor is off for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like Ian, I mean, not so much in this one, but later on in the jungle and in the ice thing and stuff, he is sorting everything out.
Yeah.
But Barbara does a lot. Actually, Susan gets to do a little bit as well.
Yeah. So I kind of feel
it's kind of weird because this is the first one where if we forget Marco Polo, Edge of Destruction, they were all arguing, and all the sort of tensions went, didn't it? So now they're actually a fun team.
Yes.
To watch, and they're enjoying. And even the Doctor, actually, he's not Dick anymore, is he?
No, that's what I mean. And actually,
they all get on. They're enjoying their adventures, and it's not like Ian and Barbara even mentioned about we want to go home.
No, exactly. And I was talking to my mum actually about this, because she was talking about the Doctor and how. Because I was talking about some of the things like about how he slips up lines and stuff, and we talk. We'll come up to all that, I'm sure, in the future. About how he ended up leaving and his sort of the actor's history, but she was saying about how actually he really didn't want to do this. This is kind of like the end of his career, and he did not want to be doing a kids' TV show.
No.
Ironically, this is probably the most famous thing that he is known for.
Absolutely.
And part of me wonders whether, because we're a few weeks in, and these must have been going out weekly. Like I don't know what.
It's one a week.
So, were they doing it like live? Like not live, but do you know what I mean? How quickly was the turnaround? Yeah,
so like Monday, I think it was something like, I don't know 100%. Like say Monday to Wednesday was like rehearsals.
Yeah.
Like script in a village hall type thing.
Yeah.
Get into the studio, camera rehearsal, record Friday night.
Yeah.
25 minutes. Next one, it was one a week.
Yeah. But and
like
I mean, like, what was the were they out that?
Oh, and then maybe they were. I would say this is maybe roughly. a couple of months.
Yeah.
A couple of months in advance.
Because it'd be interesting to know at what point
they see
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I think by the Keys of Marinus, it's on TV, and the Daleks. It's the Daleks that made it. So say. Got 4 weeks of Unearthly Child, haven't you?
Yeah, because he goes on holiday. This is the first one.
This is his first holiday. This is the first cast holiday.
I said to you, he comes back and he's almost got like a new lease of life.
Yeah, you can tell he needed a break.
He needed a break.
Yeah.
He comes out with like a new lease of life on it. Yeah. And I also wonder whether he also has got the hype of it.
Oh, yeah, but I think by this point, there's
that as well, because
he knows it's a success, I think, by now. Yeah.
So, and whether that's changed it a little, and that, because there's that as well, I think, like, up until he's very, and actually when something's doing well
all the actors, they've all got into it, and they found their characters a bit more now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what, they're more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And they know sort of, Susan's going to be Susan.
Yeah.
And they know that maybe the Doctor or William Hartnell is going to be a bit iffy on his lines every now and then, but then they support him and, you know, all that kind of...
Yeah. But
Yeah,
even him, the way because regardless of that, he just comes in with this new energy, but also just, he doesn't look as, like, pissed off about it.
No.
He just,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard to explain, but...
He needed a break, basically.
He needed a break, And I don't know whether it's that sort of, like, the more engaged into it. I think that's what I mean. He seems more in it.
Yes.
Rather than doing it, he seems more in it. And I don't know whether that's because of the success of it. And you're starting to see that, people, like, actually, this is doing really well.
Yeah.
And when you see something as well, you invest more into it.
Yeah.
And you sort of see that investment. I don't know what point that's happened.
Yeah, I reckon around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's quite
That's
interesting.
good. It
He's
is,
had a break. Maybe he's had some fans come up to him and go, Doctor. I don't know. But he's come back and he's invested. And you can see that.
Yeah, and and this is only what, second sort of sci-fi story in the series so far.
Yeah. But for that reason, I don't think I can say, like, I could not rate them because he's come back a lot more invested, or he's come back better. So
This
when
is
he
the first
in
story
it,
where we've sort of liked the Doctor. In a
Yeah.
way. He has been. He is. Sort
Even
of
though he's not even
the
in
hero
it.
I know Ian does a lot, but he does take the lead when he is in it.
Yeah, this is the first story where I felt this is why it's his name on the show.
Yes.
Even though
he has been a bit background before.
Even though he's not in it that much. It's the first one, when he is there, I felt that is why he's there.
Yeah.
If that
I
makes
agree.
sense.
Yes, I see what you mean.
And that's kind of, I think, because of the way that he's acted in it.
Yeah.
The way that he's owned it. If that makes sense. I think that's just down to him doing it rather than the others around him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Susan's been, like, obviously annoying, but, like, I think that's just her character as well. I don't think there's a way around that.
Yeah, she's just 15-year-old now, and I accept that.
And that, yeah, exactly.
With the dress, you know, oh, Barbara, they're going to make me a dress, and
yeah, exactly.
oh, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's what her character is.
That's her now. That's all right.
There's suitably annoying things, and there's times when she's like really brave and good, and you know, and that's fine. But that's just what her character is.
But Barbara was in Morpherton City. You know, where she's like smashing up those jars.
Yeah,
she proper.
Yeah, she goes for it. No, she's great in this.
So you can at least say she stepped up to.
She has now. Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're all sort of equal now.
They are all equal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
And we meet in this episode our guest characters for this story, Sabitha and Altos.
Yeah.
You didn't like Sabitha to begin with.
She was a bit of a cold bitch.
Well, she was hypnotised and possibly drugged for the whole of that episode. So you can't be too harsh on poor Sabitha.
You don't like the fact that Altos never wears trousers.
Never didn't wear trousers.
He never wears trousers.
Oh, and in the ice thing, you were like, he hasn't got any trousers on, and he's in the freezing Arctic ice.
Yeah, he's out in the snow.
It's so cold that when Barbara like teleports down, she immediately collapses. And he's there with no trousers on.
Ian goes out, doesn't he, like looking cold, and he finds him cold and he's no trousers on. No wonder you're cold, you've no trousers.
The whole time, all these different places they go, he doesn't put any trousers on. That is a problem I have with Altos.
You could not get over that.
But so they join the quest with
Yeah.
our crew. And then we're off to the Screaming Jungle.
Yeah.
Where Susan gets she hears all these.
Yeah, she gets there and goes, ah!
She literally is the Screaming Jungle.
She is, yeah.
And what else happens in that? So this one, the jungle one, was a bit like, I put it like down as like an escape room, you know, where they're like trying to get. So Barbara climbs through that statue thing.
Yeah. She did.
Another revolving door.
They love a revolving door.
I quite like a revolving door in these, though.
They love them, so it's a good job. Do you know what? I said to you, didn't I? There's some things in this. I reckon Doctor Who would make, like early Doctor Who would make a great drinking game.
Right, yeah, okay.
So
So what are your
certain
things?
things,
What are your things?
a revolving door might be one of them.
Yes.
I can't remember them all now, but like revolving door
Revolving door or just a sliding door?
and forgetting lines. That was the other one I think I said. And there was something else.
Well, Susan's screaming or being upset.
That
or
must have been.
something.
There was some. We were going
That
through them
kind of
because
thing, isn't
when
it?
I was like, that'd be one drink. I was like,
Yeah.
shot. I kept saying shot.
Or someone sees something right in front of them, but they're not supposed to see it, so they're completely. Do you know what I mean? They're like they're
We
not
could
supposed to see it
genuinely
yet.
make an early years Doctor Who
Yeah.
drinking game.
Yeah.
But revolving door would be
Yeah.
on there because there are a lot of revolving
The thing is-
or doors that just appear. You touch
Yeah.
something and it just appears. Oh look!
Yeah.
Oh, a door.
Yeah.
It's a door.
The thing that I didn't like in the Screaming Jungle episode, that statue that got Barbara that had human hands.
Yes, I see you.
That sort of I
They
can
were
see they probably
tiny.
did it because they were like, it needs to grab Susan's not Barbara's
Barbara.
legs, but we have so a human has to do that, not a.
Statue.
It's a statue. I think that must have been the reason, but it just looks really weird, doesn't it?
You didn't like how it was little hands.
It was little hands. It just had these
Yeah,
little
this huge
hands.
statue and little hands.
But again, to be fair, they have 1 week to build a jungle. Just for that episode,
Yeah,
there's no time.
little hands.
Yeah, little hands.
I wonder whose little hands they were.
I don't know.
I only say that because there'll be somewhere out there, someone will be like, those are my little hands. So, no, right, because
It's probably the designer or
well,
something.
my dad, so I've told you about my dad and his hands in Whistle Down the Wind.
yes. Yeah.
So my dad was the hands in Whistle Down the Wind when they're reading the Bible. It's like my dad's going,
Yeah.
because it's the scene where the kids all think he's Jesus. And they're like, Jesus, read from the Bible to us. So he's like reading the passage from the Bible. When they originally filmed it with the actor, they recorded the wrong passage. So, and then he went off to do another job and they were like, we've recorded the wrong passage. So they're going around, everyone knows, and it was at home, going around looking for someone holding people's hands. My dad happened to be, and he had similar hands. He has a scar. So they put makeup on his scar and they filmed his hands holding
Yeah.
this Bible. So I called it the hands of Jesus moment because the kids all think he's Jesus. So I'm like, my dad was the hands of Jesus at that point. So somewhere, Mark, there's somewhere who's the little hands of the statue.
Little hands of that statue in
Yeah,
the Screaming
somewhere out
Jungle.
there.
Yeah.
Someone's like, I'm the little hands of that Screaming Jungle statue.
I'll try and look it up and find out.
Yeah, or if you
somewhere.
know who that is, there is someone
Yeah.
with that claim to fame. Like
Yeah.
my dad is the hands of Jesus in
Yeah.
Whistle Down the Wind.
Someone is Screaming Jungle.
Yeah.
And so this was the episode where William Hunter goes on holiday. So he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to teleport ahead.
I'll see
See
you
you
there.
in 2 episodes.
Bye.
Don't you see it's better if we split our forces? You see, it's a very dangerous situation, and the sooner we get on with it, the better.
But we watched these. So we watched the first 4 episodes, didn't we? Together, and it was good.
What I
It was
love
fun.
about it as well is Susan's like, Grandpa, what will you be all right? Will we be all right? And he's like, no problem. He's sort of like, you'll be fine. I'm off on holiday. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's off. He's like, no, yeah, you go with Barbara.
No, you'll be fine. You'll probably
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Off he goes. He's gone.
So yeah, we watched these one after the other, and they are so different. It's,
Yeah.
You don't get bored
No.
at all because it's a little mini adventure each time.
Yeah.
And then we're off to the ice mountains,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
and that
Great
was
one.
a bit. I get Barbara in that cabin with that man.
Yeah.
That was a bit. I thought it was a bit adult, to be honest.
It was. And because Susan and Sabitha, they'd gone ahead, hadn't they, on this
Yes.
one?
Well, I think they have the episode because Susan's not in this very much. They're off.
Yeah, they'd
aren't
gone
they?
ahead because
Yeah.
they went and they got stuck in the cave.
Yeah. And then so Barbara's stuck with that guy in that cabin.
Yeah.
Well, when Ian gets back,
What makes you think he will get back?
And Ian's got to rescue everyone. He's got to get out us with no trousers in the ice. He's got to save Barbara. And then he's got to find Susan and Sabitha in the cave. He's all over the place,
He's
isn't
all
he?
over the place in the cold.
In the cold, and then that ice cave was a bit. I don't know. I didn't really like those guards.
The
wasn't
guards
it?
were funny.
But the surprising bit for that is,
Yeah.
well, again, it's not exactly potholing, but it's sort of potholing again in the ice caves. So Ian and Barbara are used to it by now.
Yes.
And that bridge, the surprising bit, Susan's the first one to go across.
Yeah.
I thought she'd be screaming, saying help. But we were both surprised. I was like, hang on, that's Susan going across.
Yeah, yeah. But they jumped, didn't they? And we were like, what was it? There was something with the rope. And we were
just like the file going over.
Yeah, but there was something we were like, you should be better at this. This is like...
I think they were throwing the rope back and forth to get across or something, or the rope bridge.
Yeah, and we were
across.
like, you've way more space to do this than you did in the last one. You should be better at this. You've done it way...
I've done it before.
In worse scenario. Come on.
I should mention, this is the same writer as the Daleks.
Is it?
It's the same guy writing
it. Different. Daleks was different, wasn't it? Oh, no, it was the same. He needs more. He needs better ideas.
He's got a few more. He invented the Daleks, and
he needs to look at other things.
His stories are very similar every time.
That could be a game in itself, then,
Terry
couldn't it?
Nation, Terry Nation. He does write the same things.
Yeah, Terry Nation, get the vodka. Maybe.
But, that was again another good episode. The ice caves, and then we end up in the city of Millennius.
Yeah,
with our murder mystery.
Yeah,
murder mystery thing, which I think slowed down a little bit compared to all the different sort of activities that they've had. But again, it was fun, wasn't it?
I loved it because it was completely different again.
Yeah.
Like, we've not had that yet.
It feels like we've watched loads of different stories.
It was modern. It was to like modern day because it was a murder trial and it was an investigation. It was like, I loved it.
It was sort of like murder trial mixed with Scooby-Doo, I would say.
Yeah. It's a kid show, a bit of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So I feel like we've watched loads of stories, but we've just done one 6-episode story.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know this story much better now. Marinus, not Marinus.
You know the name.
And we meet... who did we meet? It was the wife of... I can't remember the characters now. We've literally just watched it, but... What do you think of the wife? The one that did the murder?
Oh, the nasty wife.
Yeah.
Oh, the bitch.
Yeah.
Well, she was a bitch, wasn't she? No,
she captured Susan.
She captured Susan.
Your friends were here looking for you. No, don't look hopeful. They've gone and they won't be back. They're like all the rest of them. Stupid.
That was weird. So, like, her husband died.
Yeah.
She murdered him. Bum, bum, bum. Like, how involved was she in the whole thing, do you think?
Well, she was part of it because she was with the other guy and they were going to sell the key.
Yes, but so it was the three of them. But then, and she murdered her husband, didn't she?
They made the husband do it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's, I didn't like her. I didn't like the, do I mean the prosecutor? No, what do I mean?
The guy that said that Ian was guilty, yeah.
Yeah, the prosecutor.
That was in it, yeah.
Yeah. You did jury service, you know. The prosecutor.
It brought it all back.
Different system, but still the same. So, yeah, I didn't like him because he was bad. But you knew from the start he was involved. You could just tell.
Yeah,
he had a look.
You can tell in these ones, yeah.
And I guessed that it was in the...
Yes, I've forgotten that completely. Yeah,
I went, it's in there. And you went,
where the key was
yes.
hidden.
And I was like, it's in there.
Everyone and everything that went in or out of that vault was checked. Everything except this mace.
Yeah,
so then I felt like a detective that solved the case.
It's a bit like Crystal Maze. This story, isn't it?
It's like a really bad Poirot, and I love Poirot.
Bad Poirot.
And I love Poirot. You know I love Poirot. Yeah, that's what I say of that.
Yeah. Any other memorable moments from this one?
Oh, and then we go back and then, like, the Gimp people
try and... Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
That was a bit of an anticlimax.
It wasn't
to the
great,
point
was
of, like, it's not even worth talking about.
I've completely forgotten about it.
Yeah, that is such an anticlimax. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, we've got to finish this off.
Apart from the Voord being like, oh, Sabitha and Altos are in love. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it was such...
yeah.
Yeah, it was such an anticlimax. And, yeah, I just, like, it's not even worth talking about. It was... It pleased me in no way.
It all just, apart from... It's a shame because they've had that whole quest and then suddenly it's just, like, over with quite quickly.
I care of nothing for it.
But it's a good adventure.
It was. I enjoyed it. This has been my favourite so far.
Though, wow, that is
Statement. I mean, what are we in? 4, 5?
we still early
Many
on.
years to go.
I wouldn't say this was like that highly regarded. It's not. Again, it's not in anybody's top 50. I would say, to be honest, really, I wouldn't say.
Why?
I don't
There's
know.
so much
It's
going
just,
on.
I think it just gets forgotten
But why?
because I think you've got Marco Polo.
I much prefer this
before,
to Marco Polo.
which everyone has highly regarded, and the next one is quite a very popular one. So I think it sort of gets forgotten in between.
But Marco Polo's boring.
Well,
It is.
well, yeah. 'Cause I find this. I really enjoyed this. I did. So,
Like, in comparison, Marco Polo is bore-fest.
and sometimes the 6-episode ones can be a little bit repetitive if it's all set in the same
That's what I
time.
mean.
This one was good because you go to a different. This is my favourite sort of format where it's something different every week. It doesn't feel like it's the same story.
Because was the Daleks 7?
Daleks was 7, yeah.
But that didn't feel like we loved
No,
that.
but that was, I don't know, that seemed to have a bit more
It was
to it, yeah. There was
we
more
loved
going
that.
on in that. Yeah.
But not as much as this.
But this one
great.
was, yeah.
Like I said, the downsides in this were the end.
Yeah.
Basically, the gimps. Anything to do with the
Voord,
gimp
yeah.
were just like, I forgot about them. That is
Yeah,
how like
yeah.
little they meant
not part
in
of
this
it, is
story.
it?
They're
It's
not.
just-
To me, it was like, you've been sent on a quest. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, and it's like, where's the key going to be in this episode?
Yeah.
Where's it going to be found?
That's all it like.
What are they going to where's the next location going to
That is
be?
literally all it meant.
Because it was
for
quite
me.
good because they would land and there'd be that sort of like cliffhanger moment.
Yeah.
And then you'd be waiting the next week for, you know,
What might
they're in the
happen?
jungle, they're on the on the slopes.
Yeah, and the bits were completely different.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's positive.
That was a positive. Much better than Edge of Destruction.
yeah.
Edge of Destruction's like -3. I just didn't enjoy Marco Polo. Like, I get it. You're raving. Oh, I don't get it. It was all right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's difficult to judge that one. Yeah.
Sure. You say that.
Historical. Well, should I give you a clue next time? We are going historical next time.
It better be good.
We are going historical. Should I tell you? If I tell you that? No? You don't want to know?
We enjoyed the
You don't know where we're
surprise.
going to land? Okay.
No.
All right then. Okay. Well, it's only 4 episodes next story,
Okay.
so...
But that's interesting, actually. This ended because normally we get in.
And you go into something else, yeah?
Yeah, and we didn't.
No.
I just
They just
realised.
said bye to Sabitha and Altos, didn't they?
Bye.
They were like, bye.
We've got to go now. Goodbye, Speaker. Goodbye, Susan. Goodbye, Altos.
Goodbye, Susan.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Ian is wearing his Marco Polo outfit throughout this whole thing. He's in his Chinese.
Yes.
Get up.
When did...
So
Go
that's
on.
how it follows. So yeah, it follows on from Marco Polo. But I was just thinking it the other day. I don't know why I was thinking this. They trekked through, what was it, the Gobi Desert. He trekked through the Gobi Desert in that outfit.
Yeah.
You think he'd get changed. And now he's trekked through the whole of Marinus in the same outfit. That is
When
going to stink.
did Barbara get changed? That's what I
No,
wanna-
Barbara's always in that jumper for this one.
No,
Her
because-
turtleneck.
You know, but she went into her fancy clothes, didn't she, when she went to Morthorton City?
Oh yeah, she didn't. She got out of her jumper. When did she get changed?
No, what-
Oh no. So Morpherton City, it burnt down, didn't it?
Yeah.
After those aliens, and then it happens a lot in this. And then they're like, she smashes up the jar
yeah.
things, and they're like, then it cuts, and they're like, oh, thank God that's all over. And then she got back. That's when she got changed into a jumper. After that, they had a little bit of a break. After the city was overthrown.
Ian didn't, because Ian also
No, I
got
know
changed.
Ian, no, he didn't. He's in his Chinese thing the whole time.
So funny.
And Susan stays in her thing. Yeah, he's worn that for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks. He's had that outfit. 13 weeks.
He's been
He's
been in the jungle. He's been in a snowstorm.
Yeah. He's trekked across China with Marco Polo. At least Barbara got changed between that time.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do Clothes Watch more on this.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Did
what
Susan...
Susan had a white thing with her
No, 'cause
waistcoat.
when did she change her shoes? Because, you know, she had to... They got burnt out, didn't they?
She got acid in her shoes. She got acid in her shoes.
Classic. We've all had that.
Ian was like, wear my boots back to the TARDIS so you don't get your feet cut on the glass sand.
Yeah.
So that's when she goes and gets her boots out the TARDIS. She changes her shoes in the TARDIS, then gives Ian back his boots.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, it's fine. That has been accounted for.
This is it. He'll have a shower now.
So that was the sort of continuity between Marco Polo and this one, Ian's outfit.
Yeah.
So because... I'll just mention this now. So...
Do you want to? Because we don't ruin it.
No.
Okay,
So
okay,
just this is a fan thing.
Okay.
So there's still... So we haven't even got onto the sort of subject of all the sort of extra... So there's the books and there's like audio dramas and stuff that they're making now and stuff. So the thing is with these ones following on from each other, it's difficult to slot in adventures. So that's a whole nother... there's a whole forum about continuity and fitting these in.
What do you mean?
So, like, they're making, like, audio dramas of Doctor Who episodes with William Russell and Carol Ann Ford and stuff. And then everyone's like, well, where does this fit in between the TV adventures?
Oh, I see.
And because a lot of them carry on, it's very difficult.
I see.
So I'm just saying, like, somewhere there's a forum that says Ian got changed in between Marco Polo and Keys of Marinus, had a load of adventures, and then changed back.
I see.
But I am of the opinion that it carries on and you can't fit an adventure in between.
No, you can't fit an adventure in between. No, because that is a lot, like you say, that is a long time to be like...
But then that's why I was thinking, so I was like, well, no, you carry on. But then I was thinking, well, he's worn that for 13 weeks, so maybe he did get changed.
No, you just wouldn't, would you?
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry. Like, but you just... Because... The whole point of the continuity is the fact that a lot of the time they do just end up rolling. Like
it's fun, though, I think, that they can all carry on.
Yeah, I don't think you would. The interesting one will be now. If he's still in that outfit after this, I am going to have to have questions with the wardrobe department. They've lost Ian's clothing. Ian's clothing budget got cut seriously.
I can't remember what he wore before. It was a suit, wasn't it?
He had like a
whole
jumper.
Suit in the Daleks.
No, didn't he have like, he always had like jumpers on, didn't he? Like
a cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a cardigan. His teacher's cardigan. Yeah.
Those days are long gone. He's all about the kimono now.
Yeah, I know.
The kimono life for me.
Right, okay then. Well, I won't say what's coming up next then. It'll be a good surprise.
Well, because we don't know. Normally we can say, because you'll say... You've seen this. What do you think?
What it said next episode, the Temple of Evil.
Did it? I didn't even see that.
But that's not what the story's called. I won't say what the story's called, but that's what the individual next episode is called.
Because normally, at the end of the episodes, they land somewhere and you see something.
And you're like, oh, what's going to happen?
And you normally say, what do you think it's about? But literally, there was nothing.
Can't say, no.
So I can't.
It's exciting.
So all I know is it's called...
Well, I'm just going to say it would be in a lot of fans' top 10 stories ever.
The Temple of Evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're historical.
So I want to say Egypt. Actually, no, I don't, because we've had... No. I don't know.
You're not too far off. Far off.
Okay.
Exciting. Anyway, well, if you like the Keys of Marinus, like us, let us know. Let us know what you think.
It's in my top 6.
We've only done... This is our 5th.
It's in my top 5, okay? It's in my top 5.
5th story.
It's in my top 5.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. You can follow us on Twitter, @ToWatchWho, or Instagram, @ToWatchWho. And we'll be back again very soon when we watch the next story.
Yeah.
And Sarah will be watching it for the first time. As ever. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
To Watch Who.
Doctor Who? What are you talking about?